You decide it's time. New you. You're gonna eat right, build muscle, lose the gut. So you open the internet, big mistake. Keto says carbs are poison. Carnivore says vegetables are poison. The vegan says meat is poison. Intermittent fasting says breakfast is poison. Apparently everything is poison. And somehow we're all still alive. Every single one of them swears they cracked the code. And every single one is selling you a book. Here's the part the diet industry prays you never figure out. They all work. And they all work for the same boring reason. So today we're decoding the 8 most famous diets. What they actually do, who they're for, and which one is finally yours. Not the hype, the mechanism. Keto. You cut carbs down to almost nothing. Your body runs out of its favorite fuel and starts burning fat for energy. Ketones. And for the first week, flat stomach, clear head, endless energy. Bro, I did keto for 3 days. Let me explain insulin to you. Here's the catch. That instant flat stomach isn't fat melting off. Every gram of carb you stored was holding about 3 grams of water. Drop the carbs, you dump the water, the scale crashes. You didn't lose fat. You lost a swimming pool. Layne Norton has spent a literal decades explaining this to people who don't want to hear it. Keto works. But it cuts an entire food group, which quietly cuts your calories. Not because carbs are evil. Great if you genuinely feel better without carbs and it stops you snacking. Useless if you think ketones are magic. Carnivore. Meat, just meat, salt, water, and the blood of your enemies. You were shocked, right? No vegetables, no carbs, no joy. And the carnivore bro will tell you, within 9 seconds of meeting you, that seed oils are why society is collapsing. Look, deleting every processed food and eating only steak will drop your calories. That part's real. The problem is the cult around it. And then there's the Liver King situation, the patron saint of ancestral living, preaching raw liver and primal power, who famously turned out a lot more enhanced than ancestral. It can work short term, and some people swear they feel amazing. But it's never the meat, it's the deficit, and your arteries would like a word in 20 years. Intermittent fasting. You skip the morning, you squeeze all your food into an 8-hour window. That's 16 to 8. And the fasting crowd acts like they unlocked a cheat code in human biology. I'm not skipping breakfast. I'm fasting. Brother, you woke up at 11. That's not autophagy. That's a sleep schedule. Here's the truth nobody quoting autophagy at parties wants to hear. Fasting works because when you delete a meal, you usually eat fewer calories that day. That's it. The magic isn't the clock. It's that it's hard to overeat in 8 hours. Cram 4,000 calories into that window, and you'll grow a gut right on schedule. An excellent tool if skipping breakfast makes your day easier to control. A scam if you think the clock is burning fat for you. Paleo. The caveman diet. You eat like your ancestors. Meat, fish, veggies, nuts. And you avoid anything modern. No bread, no dairy, no sugar. Then you log it all on the supercomputer in your pocket. And honestly, the logic holds up better than most. Cut the junk, eat whole foods, you'll feel better and eat less. The part they skip is that our ancestors also didn't even make it to 40, and they'd have committed crimes for a bag of rice. Genuinely solid as an eat whole foods framework. Just don't pretend a gluten-free almond flour brownie is what kept the tribe alive. Vegan. No animal products at all. And how do you spot the vegan in the gym? Don't worry, he'll tell you. Twice, before you finish your set. But here's where it earns respect, because the lazy joke is the easy one. You can absolutely build muscle vegan. Plenty of pros do. The catch is mechanical. Plant proteins are lower in leucine, the amino acid that flips muscle growth on. So you need more total protein and more variety to send the same signal. Plus B12, which you genuinely cannot get from plants. It's not impossible. It's just the same game on hard mode. Works for muscle and for ethics, but you have to actually engineer your protein, not run on lentils and superiority. Mediterranean. Olive oil, fish, vegetables, some grains, and nobody is mad at it. There's no Mediterranean cult. Nobody's screaming about it on TikTok because it's boring and it works. This is the single most studied diet on earth for actually living longer and protecting your heart. It's the diet equivalent of going to bed early and drinking water. Wildly effective, zero content potential. No influencer ever got rich telling you to eat fish and go for a walk. If your goal is health and longevity more than a shredded photo shoot, this is probably the real winner. The boring ones usually are. IIFYM. If it fits your macros. This is the bodybuilder's diet, and it's beautifully simple. Hit your protein, hit your calories, and the rest is yours. Pop-Tart fits your macros? Eat it. This is the closest thing to the actual truth on this whole list, because it's built on the one rule that's always true. Total calories and protein decide your physique, not clean versus dirty. But flexible dieting has a final boss, Sam Sulek, who treats if it fits your macros as a personal dare and makes a gas station mukbang look like meal prep. The most honest, sustainable system here for building a physique, as long as flexible doesn't quietly turn into, I had abs once. Low fat. The diet your dad still believes in. The 90s decided fat was the enemy, so the shelves filled with low-fat cookies, low-fat yogurt, low-fat sadness, and people got fatter than ever. Here's the irony. They stripped the fat out and pumped in sugar to make it taste like food. Meanwhile, fat is essential. Your hormones, your testosterone are literally built from it. Cut it too low and your body files a complaint right where it hurts. Low fat works the same way every diet here works, when it puts you in a deficit. But as a religion, it aged like the box it came in. A deficit like all the rest. But stop fearing fat. The 90s were wrong about a lot, and this was one of them. So, 8 diets, 8 villains. And did you catch the trick? Every single one that works for the exact same 3 reasons. It put you in a calorie deficit, it got you enough protein, and, the one nobody wants to hear, you could actually stick to it. That's the whole game. Keto, carnivore, fasting, vegan, none of them have a secret. They have a wrapper. The deficit is the engine. The diet is just the paint job. Which means the best diet was never a food rule. The best diet is the one you'll still be doing in a year. Greg Doucette built an entire empire turning diet food into stuff you actually want to eat. Because he gets it. A perfect diet you quit in 3 weeks loses to a worse diet you run for 3 years. Every time. So stop diet hopping the way you program hop. Pick the one that fits your life, your foods, your schedule, the hunger you can actually handle. Hit your protein, stay in your deficit, and give it real time. Goggins-level discipline isn't eating raw steak at 4 a.m. It's eating the same boring, working diet long after the motivation is gone. The diet industry sells you the next miracle. Your body just wants consistency. Give it that, and you win. You've got the diet now. But a diet is just calories and protein on paper. Knowing which foods actually fill you up and hit those numbers, that's the next video. Subscribe, so you don't miss it.